Behold the Hawk. Back again. Hello, Hawk. Always great to be with you, and a new edition in my never-ending quest to bring premium content, perfect footage every time. We've made yet another refinement, and we'll get the Hawk to quiet down. The Hawk's so excited it wants to go out and try this. But you're going to have to wait a minute, Hawk. But look what we've got here. What we have is Video Face Mount 6.0. So Video Mount 6.0. I previously had it, this little, it's a dash mount that you would normally put like on a car dashboard. And I had it up here on the helmet, kind of offset, but primarily because it had a suction cup. But I realized once I wasn't relying on the suction cup, and in this case you can see I've got my fair share of Gorilla Tape on here. And again, trusty earbuds microphone tucked right in here, and you can see the two lines coming from it, and again offset because you know the camera is on one end. And so once I realized that I didn't really need to have that smooth surface because I was going to plaster it to the helmet anyway, it became kind of a silly thing having it on your head and really inconvenient. Made it tough to take off the goggles and just kind of a pain. So I figured I would do something very similar. Everything is still mounted in kind of a similar fashion. And when I'm not using the cord, which you can see I've kind of semi-hardwired here, I can always tuck it out of the way. And so that's fine too, and it doesn't look as obnoxious. Because it really looked like I had a satellite dish on my head, and then I couldn't see what was happening on the screen. Now, not that I should be watching, but, and you can't really see here because I'm showing you point of view, but you can gather that I can see it out of the lower part of my viewing area, and that will also give me a chance to stop and zoom in and things like that. So it really seems like this is going to be the solution. Face mount, Video Mount 6.0 straight from the Hawk Lab to you. So I'm going to go ahead and pause. You know, I don't do much for production. For me, pausing is like the height of video production, and maybe zooming is the zenith. So let me do that. I'll quickly mount it up, and I'm just going to use rubber bands. I had something more permanent, but I think rubber bands are actually more convenient, even if not as durable. I don't intend it to shake loose. So quick pause, and then we'll give it a quick test. Okay, now I'm all set here. I'm kind of picking up where I left off, and I quickly mounted it, and now I don't have the issue with the goggles anymore going over my head, and I just have a couple of rubber bands holding it on, so I'll kind of have to keep an eye on it and make sure it doesn't move around too much. But now I can don my goggles without any interference, and kind of get set here to ride the Hawk. So let's take a quick ride, and hopefully I can adjust this on the fly a little bit if it's too low or too high. And let's see if the Hawk comes to life. Oh, Hawk. The Hawk's always ready. The Hawk's always ready for action. So I've got some new riding boots here also today. They're not really riding boots. They're more like warm weather combat boots, military spec. But I got such a great deal on them, I thought, hey, I'll use them for the hawk. So that's what I'm doing here today. So again, just a quick test. I'll take a look around and see what we find. I see a tree limb down. I shot kind of a lot of tape here over the last few weeks, but then because it was on top of my head, I ended up streaming numerous episodes together, and that was fine, except then it puts me into the position where I have to do cutting up and things like that, and that defeats the whole purpose of not doing any work. And I'm about having fun on my bike, and I do like posting things, but you know I'm not in this for the money, and likewise I'm not in it for any work either. So that's kind of why I always like to keep it super simple and not really have to do much. Otherwise it becomes a chore. And I think I'll just geez, I'm kind of stuck as to what to do here. I think I'm going to turn around on our terrible dirt road, and I think I'll run down here to this field and just take a look, see if we can spot any animals, and you know, just enjoy a lovely day outside. As I've mentioned in some of my previous videos, the weather up here this year has just been ridiculous. Snow right through mid-May, and then I go to South Dakota to try to get away from this and have a little fun, and yes, we did, but darn, we got snow out there too. It's supposed to be warm in South Dakota, and it was just snow and miserable weather, but you know, sometimes you just have to tough that out and have a good time anyway. And ancillary benefit here, because I'm kind of digressing here, I can take one hand off briefly and use my hand in front of the camera like I like to. So that's kind of another nice benefit of Video Mount 6.0, and also I can kind of stop and zoom, and let's see, there's often some deer standing up here at this time of night, and we'll see if I can get a quick zoom of some, and you know, see how that works. Oh, so there is this land for sale. That's new. And I must confess, this is land that I would be interested in if I had the cash. But I'm just zooming in here a little bit and zooming out. Nothing really to see, so not a great deal of point in that. But again, just testing the perspective here, Video Mount 6.0, and again, in my never-ending quest to produce content that I can be happy about, or at least amused with. And I find when my footage is better and the angles are better, I just have more fun going back and watching them, kind of like a video diary, kind of holding my head to the side again and looking forward there. But I wanted to give a quick look out into that pond. But we're just out having fun on the bike. Again, Video Mount 6.0 seems to be a success. I'll have to check the footage again, but from what I see, the perspective seems correct. And then I can also talk like this and point and act like a clown a little bit. Of course, it's safe speeds. I'm going, you know, 10 miles an hour here. I guess I'm going 25, but you kind of get the gist. You don't want to be taking your hand off of the handlebars or anything, and I can assure you I am not watching the monitor, which is kind of beneath my eyesight. Yeah, I can see just some faint images coming off of there, but nothing that I'm focused on, and my line of sight isn't at all obscured. So that's kind of good. And now I'm just gonna head back down here to the river, and we'll stop. Again, I know this gets a little tedious for all of you watching, but when you're trying to hook up a cheap video system, you'd like to do this on some of your rides, well, hey, I'm trying to help you out here. I really would like to help you enjoy your riding, and if you're on a budget, or even if you're on a bicycle, or whatever you do, you know, it was a barrier to me to get like a GoPro. It was just hard to justify that expense, and I think this is a fine compromise, and it's kind of good enough. Though you know what, I am going to make this safety stop here, because you know, when you see things like this, I think you just take care of them before you hit them with your bike, or you hit them with your car or something like that. So I've got this little tree here, and we'll just move this like this, kind of out of the picture. So kind of another benefit of having your hands free like that, or I'm not having to put my hands way up here. I can talk in front of me like I like to. And I guess I'll just stop here, and I'm going to pause again and take the well, no, I won't pause. I'm going to go ahead and show you these boots. I think they're called Bates, these boots here. And I hope I'm looking at them correctly here. I guess this is a little bit of a test. I'm looking down, but right in the center, if I'm looking right in the center, I can't really see, because there's that black bar, that clasp, and I can't really see, but I assume that right in the center of the screen are these boots. And at a secondhand store, they were only like $4 this weekend. And I thought, hey, for $150 boots, or whatever mil-spec boots, they'd be great for the Hawk. So we'll leave it at that today. I hope you're getting out and doing something fun. And I'm going to get back to enjoying my evening and checking out the footage of Video Mount 6.0, and I really encourage you to do something similar. Again, if you're on a budget and you're not going to go 60 miles an hour where a mount like this could shake loose, for kind of light duty sightseeing on a little enduro or little dirt bike and not going crazy, really easy way to get footage, and I hope it's something that you'll consider on your ride. So with that, we'll leave it there, and remember, it's always about the Hawk, and the Hawk is always going to stand by and be here for us right when we need it. And I think if I've got this right, I'm zooming in on the crankcase there. I do believe I can do that. And another benefit of face mount, video mount 6.0. See you guys down the road.